We are in a branded world. We are in a branded world. Years ago, I had a Toshiba copy machine in my office, and I used to ask my assistant to shoot me a Xerox. Now, I'm not saying it's good, and I'm not saying it's bad, but we're in a branded world. And oh, by the way, a corporate and also personal branded world. As a corporation, as a telco, you want to be trusted. Don't you? You want to be trusted. Well, guess what? That's part of branding. You've got to figure out the right imagery and the right messaging and the right words. By the same token, you represent your telco. And personally, you've got to manage brand you. Why? Because you represent your organization. The way you act, the way you speak, where you go, how you work, your essence is all going to be reflected upon the organization you work with. So concurrently to building your brand, building your telco's brand, you got to build your own personal brand and be respected and be believed. You see, in marketing, we have these terms called identity and equity and essence and image. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Brand identity, brand image. Changing rapidly, folks. Brand identity is when you develop what you or your company wants to be known for. Brand identity is your strategy. This is the snapshot on me. This is the snapshot on my organization, on the services I provide. This is the snapshot on what I believe people see me as. That's my personal brand identity. Then there's brand image. What's brand image? Anyone? That's the way they see you. Brand identity versus brand image. It's nice for you to think that you work very hard to make your telco looked upon as being innovative, visionary, caring, communicative, whatever it is. But that's fine. That's your brand identity. You got to step outside yourself. Henry David Thoreau said, could a greater miracle take place than to look through another's eyes for an instant? How do your constituents look upon you? They're always gouging. They're always raising their prices. They're inconsistent. I have to wait on the phone for hours to get a representative. I mean, on and on. Brand identity. Now, an exercise I'd throw at you personally and professionally is write down 8 or 10 things you believe define your identity. If it's personal, it could be caring, empathetic, witty, cerebral, right? Now go to 8 or 10 friends, relatives, and say, look, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Write down 10 words you think about when you think of me, or you think of my company, or you think of my product. And folks, if you put witty and they put dull, if you put smart and they put stupid, if you put cerebral and they said, yeah, whatever, you've got what we call a brand disconnect. And whether the brand disconnect is about your company, your services, or you personally with managing your own brand, that's critically important. So I'll give you one quick story. Move on and get to closure. I am staying at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. I went to check in, and the manager, or the desk clerk said, Mr. Blumenthal, got some good news and bad news. The bad news is we're out of rooms. The good news is we do have one room available for you if you want it. It's the bridal suite. Okay, I take the bridal suite. I go upstairs and I find 2 floors, spiral staircase, heart-shaped bed, chocolate-covered strawberry. I called Kim up and I said, get on a plane. She had something silly to take care of, like the children. So in any event, so I go down to the health club and I work out. And now I come back to my bridal suite. And I take a shower and I put on a pair of shorts, okay, and I collapse on the bed without a shirt. And I look up. Oh my God, that can't be me. My brand identity was my head on Lou Ferrigno's body. I looked up, I called my wife up. I called the manager first and said, I need to get out of this room. He said, why? I said, I cannot sleep with that guy. He said, I'm sorry, it's either here or Caesars. So I called Kim up and I said, I know you know I'm in Las Vegas. I know you know I'm in the bridal suite. But I have to ask you a question. What do I look like with my shirt off? And she responded with, what are you doing? But that's a clear example of brand identity versus brand image. Now, when you go back, here's one thing you could do Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., is turn around and list those 5 or 6 or 8 postulates that you believe your telco stands for, what your brand stands for. Then go out and talk to folks and ask them what they believe you stand for.